there? Well, I think the Daleks must be just about the most popular television stars of all. You've probably got a Dalek model at home, or maybe you've even had a go at making the Blue Peter do-it-yourself Dalek. Well, I've got 3 Daleks here this afternoon, a little less frightening, I think, than the big ones. These you can eat. This one, first of all, is, in fact, a Swiss roll, which is covered with delicious chocolate icing. It's also got licorice and licorice all sorts, and these sort of button sweets at the bottom. Then there's a chocolate cream walnut next door with a marshmallow on top. That's really a sweet Dalek, I think. And if you want something a little less rich, you can have this sandwich Dalek, which is made up out of sandwiches. You can have anything you like in the middle, eggs or tomatoes, anything like that. Well, first of all, let's make the cake Dalek. And for this you're going to need an icing. So first of all, 1 bowl of icing sugar, half a pound of icing sugar. And into this, put 6 ounces of chopped up butter, like that, and 2 tablespoonfuls of cocoa. And this you've got to work really well in together. This does take quite a bit of time and quite a bit of patience as well. And you might find if you've warmed the bowl first in some warm water that it'll help to melt the butter a bit. Well, I'm going to cheat a bit. I've got one here that I have already mixed, in fact, and there it is. Exactly right. Tastes rather delicious as it is too. Now, for the Swiss rolls, we've got to make up the shape of the Dalek. I've got 2 rolls, and if you put them side by side and cut off just a little at the end, make sure I've got the right end of the knife, there we are, and just put those aside for a moment. Now, one of these we're going to stand on end like that, and that's going to be the body of the Dalek. The other one you cut across diagonally, and again we put 1 piece to the side, and that's going to be the front. But the way it's cut at the moment, of course, it's a great big gap. You want it like that. So you've got to cut this at right angles. So if you cut across from the bottom corner and just put it like that, you've got the front. And in fact you can use a bit of the chocolate icing just in there, which will help to stick it together. Now you come back to one of the bits that you cut off. Just unroll it very slightly to make it a little bit smaller. It's very sticky, this job, actually. And put that on top like that. Now you can start to put on the chocolate icing. And while you're doing this, it's quite a good idea to keep wetting your knife so that the icing doesn't stick too much, and you smooth it all over right the way around and sort of make the shape of the Dalek as you're doing it. Well, here's one that I've getting lots of bowls and things here. Let's pull this one in. This is one that I've already covered, and you can see in fact how down the front I've put the ridges of the Dalek's armour. Now we come to the decorating part of it. And for this I've used strips of licorice. 1 goes round the bottom like that. 1 about there. Just press it into the icing. And then 4 more round the top. It's not sticking. Like that. And 1 there. And another one. If this looks a little bit lopsided, it's in fact because I'm doing it so that you can see it. I'm sort of doing it upside down. Move that one a bit there. And then if you get some of the black and white licorice all sorts and cut them up, just push them in there all the way around. And then down the front you can use these chocolate button sweets between the strips of armour. Just think about 4 you'll find, right? Nothing's sticking at the moment. There we are. You really got to spend quite a lot of time doing this, so let's take a look at the one that I've finished. There it is. The arms and the ammunition and the guns here and the eye at the top are all made out of cocktail sticks covered with silver paper, a glassy cherry and some licorice on there. Well, that's one idea. If you want to do the savoury one, let's take a look at that. These out of the way. This, in fact, is half a cut loaf. I think if you use sort of half a cut loaf, you'll get about 6 sandwiches out of this. Cut off the edges, spread it inside with anything you like, and cut it in half. And we're going to use that in a moment. Cut the edges off straight down that side. And at the back, slightly slant it downwards. And also cut the edges off, but again, slanting them rather more than the front, so that you get the shape. And with the other bit that we put aside, I've cut out 2 circles. I used these pastry cutters. And 2 big ones there to go on top like that, and a smaller one on the top there. And for this, the way to decorate it is simply to put currants all over stuck with butter. Just dip it into the butter like that. Many as you like. And again, cocktail sticks, glassy cherry on that one, and the eye up at the top, and the other side. And finally, I've got another one here. This is the chocolate cream walnut. This is really a sweet. You could perhaps make one of these for each person, and you just cut the top off like that. Put a marshmallow on top, and again the cocktail stick.
Shove over then.
Right.
Let me have a taste, because these look absolutely wonderful,
Very
don't they?
sticky job,
Yes,
actually.
well, you've got sandwiches, and then you've got the cake itself, and of course, and the nice tiny little sweets. All Daleks, and it's just right for a Dalek tea.